Hello. I am back doing an energy reading for the collective. Ugh. As I was meditating on the energy, I got balance. Somebody is resisting balance. And then I also got safety. I feel like the resistance to balance is unsafe. I mean, simple, right? But I feel like it's complicated once we get into it. People feeling like if I do this, then this, but they're not understanding in terms of the weight of balance. The scales are so unbalanced. They feel like, well, I can't pay you back because I need the money for this, but it's just like, some energies are heavier than others. If you're new here, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. My energy readings or all my readings are intuitive. They are not gender nor sexuality specific. I read the energies of masculine and feminine. So the complication is really given in terms of if you owe somebody, right? You owe somebody money. Let's just do something simple and tangible of that. You may owe, or they may owe a lot of people money, collective, and they're just like, well, if I pay you back, that's gonna mess up my payments towards the big payments, and some people but approach their debt differently. Some people pay off the smaller debts first. Some people try to chip away at the bigger debts and feel like I get the smaller debts later. But each of these debts, for example, that we're talking about, each of these debts carry different weight. So the larger debt could be in the thousands, hundreds of thousands, and the smaller debt may be the 2,000s or a few hundred. The few hundred in the spiritual sense, in the energetic sense, in terms of longevity and relationships and 222 and just growing and evolving, can be heavier than the hundreds of thousands that you owe. And people are like, how is a couple hundred, gonna affect? And it's just like money, since we're talking about money has an energy to it. So the money energy of the person you owe the couple hundred to can be way heavier and, let's just say, detrimental if you don't pay them versus the ones you owe the 100,000 to. Does that make sense? You're looking at it as a tangible thing, but it's a lot of things that you don't see because money is an energy. It's a tool. It's a resource. And I did a video on tools yesterday, specifically about somebody using their love as a tool, but some people use their money as a tool. And it's just like, or can you understand, if you don't pay what you owe, if you don't atone, because again, this came up yesterday. Some people are in the energy, was this yesterday? This might have been the reading from a few weeks ago. But some people are in the energy of repenting, I'm sorry, I won't do it again. But it's given balance needs to come in the form of atonement. You need to pay back, like Riley has said on the Boondocks, saying that you gonna pay what you owe. Santa, that could be significant to somebody. The holiday season. Anyway, let's get into it. Messages for the collective. Messages. That could be a separate message. It could come out in the cards. Again, like I said, as I meditated on the energy, that's what I got. And that's the example that we use. Messages for the collective. What is it they need to know and or do right now? Or be aware of. Alright. Thank you. We're going to get masculine and feminine. So we'll get male and female, masculine dominant, feminine dominant, doesn't matter your gender, or child, we supposed to be getting 2 cards and here we got 50. It's giving biblical. Anyway, child, we have a house that's not a home. I'm hearing tumbling down. Then we have trickery. This is 1030 for stability. This is a part of stability. Somebody's house is not safe. I don't know in what aspect yet. We have the soul. It's given the foundation is corrupt. This could be to do with a relationship. This could be to do with money, generational wealth. The soul. The foundation is corrupt, is what I'm getting with this soul energy, this trickery here, tumbling down. And then we have noose. Somebody brought this on themselves here. It's just giving me, take a load off, sit down for a spell. Let this ruminate. Ruminate. And then, and ruminate is not good all the time. But I feel like it's definitely needed. You need to think. You need to sit down for a spell. You need to really savor. A cup of tea. Sage wisdom is giving, because I'm thinking about sage tea. But if this balance doesn't come in, it's really giving your house, your foundation will crumble. Clarify this in the 3D for the collective. This trickery afoot. You brought this on yourself, tumbling down. The foundation is corrupt. What you built this on, so this could be a business, relationship, partnership. It could be kids involved. It could be a friendship. Like, some thought needs to be put in this. What is this in the 3D? Actions have consequences. What is this in 3D? Past, present, future. What is this in 3D? Let's get the present. What is this in 3D? This might be a repeating message for some. Whether you heard it here or another reader. With this sage wisdom and this teacup, you may need to seek out a reading of some sort. Present, we have make a wish. 25 equating to a 7 divine number. Ancestors are involved. Somebody is not listening. This make a wish, wishing upon a star. Something to do with work, dreams, manifestations. What is this? Some things are not coming to pass because you have not brought in balance for yourself. It's just giving, like, the foundation of what you're doing, what you're building. It's not being set up right. It's not being... It's giving disease, mutations, chromosomes. This is giving me fairy energy, but this is also giving me a person with Down syndrome. Like I said, it could be children involved. It's just a rushed energy. Like, the foundation is extremely faulty. Somebody needs to sit back and get this together with this teacup, with this sage wisdom, with this cup of tea, this sage tea. You really need to get your inner eye, like, get into your intuition. But I just feel like if this is what you built, your intuition is off anyway, so you may need to seek guidance from somebody else. If you need a reading, the information will be listed below. What else is this? Presently, somebody's wishing upon a star, but it's not happening. What is this? Presently clarified. I'm hearing belonging, but it's giving burnt. Because this is giving an eel. Eels are electric. They're tasty though. But anyway, it's giving burnt belonging here. Somebody feels like what they made a wish, what they manifested on, they deserve, and I feel like they do. You deserve what you feel you deserve. However, it's giving dark waters. The waters are unclean. It's giving like a black lagoon. It's unclean. It's not pure. Like I said, the foundation is faulty. The foundation is faulty. It was a rush to do this. You know, a lagoon is a small lake, but this is a black one. And then it's just giving souls, and we have soul again here. It's giving souls here in the corner, washed away, black. Like this is giving death, you know, unalived. And it doesn't have to be in the physical. It could be like, for the example we used earlier, it could be in finance. It could be in career, it could be in growth, it could be in relationships, it could be in abundance. Like somebody may have rushed to have a baby when they knew there were things in them they need to heal. Like if they have been polluting their body. So for example, they have been polluting their body, right? And now they're in this space where they're not polluting it anymore. Maybe they felt like polluting it, you know, or what they were consuming or ingesting help them in the time needed for what they needed it for. So now they're not in their state anymore. They're in a healthier state. And they rush and have this baby without cleansing their womb. And then the baby come out with, for lack of a better term, we'll call it disabilities, but we're just going to say, they're neurodivergent. Because I feel like it's still a blessing, but it wasn't what it could have been, you know, because you got a lagoon when you could have had a whole sea, a whole lake, but this blackness wasn't cleared out. The womb was not clean. It was contaminated. And when I say the womb, I mean the womb or the sperm. Like I said, it's not gender nor sexuality specific. And the child is paying for that. It's giving generational wealth. Like I said, with the house tumbling down. It's giving bloodlines ending. And this is the present. But somebody feel like I deserve this. I deserve this family. I deserve this abundance. I deserve this. But you got all this in it. This is tumbling down. You brought this on yourself with this noose. You got trickery here with Agatha Christie. You have the soul with Emily Dickinson. You have this teacup. You didn't think about it. This plan you had. It's giving you fucked it up. And I just feel like for the most part, sometimes you just have to go ahead and do stuff. Sometimes, you know, our trauma puts us in fear to the point where we keep trying to make sure it's perfect before we do it. So sometimes you just have to go ahead and do stuff. And I feel like that may have been how this started out. Let me just go ahead and do it. But there were times to correct the imbalances. There were ways that you could have corrected the imbalance. Like, say, for instance, you start building this house on a faulty foundation of, like, lies and deceit. You could have came clean. Because this house could be a relationship. This could be a new family. This could be children. This could be a business. Take it how it resonates. But you could have came clean. So if you rushed and did it just to say, well, let me do it. Nothing's going to be perfect first, but let me do it. And then you continue doing it and putting out all these fires versus pausing for a minute, because it's like, okay, it's done. It's out there in a sense. It's not completely the way I want it. But now I have the capabilities, I have the wherewithal, I have the knowledge, the resources, I have the time to see where I screwed up and fix it. And it wasn't done. You brought this on yourself. So this is what's going on presently. You're making a wish, along with everything else I said, you know, because this is something you manifested. You know, you're making a wish, like, but it's given can't get right. You hoping and wishing that this will work itself out, but it's too many things here. It's too many detriment. Too many things. It's too many. It's just detriment. I'm hearing specifically. Too many things that have damaged this. Like, that's like when they talk about, like, okay, you ask God for something, you pray about it, whatever your religion is, Allah, Buddha, you know, spiritual, and then you ask for it, but you're not doing what you have to do to do it. Like, you ask for a job, but you're not looking for a job. Ask God, Buddha, whoever, to bless you, you know, respectfully, when I say whoever, you know, whomever, whatever you believe in, to provide this for you. So you're asking for this family, this business, whatever it is, you asked for it. You manifested, you made a wish, you know, but you didn't utilize the tools that you were given with what you had. You didn't even start with what you had. It was deceit. Everything was damaged, overused, overabused, lies, deception. You didn't come clean. I feel like whoever is resonating with this, whether it be you or somebody around you that you're seeing this is happening to, excuse me, somebody took the trust that they had, that they knew people had in them, and used it up. Fucked it up for themselves and their bloodlines. This is the present, because you're making a wish now, hoping God, Allah, Buddha, whoever, fix it for you. But it's just like, what you've given them, what you put in the 3D is so damaged, it's so detrimental. It's like, how, you know, and then miracles happen every day, B. They do. But it's like your intention behind it. You have to do some work. You knew this was sabotaged, that the foundation over here was faulty to build this house. The wood you used, the bricks, the tools was rusted, was old, waterlogged. Like, come on. It's given like this is a trap. What happened in the past here? In past energy here. So this is somebody needs to know this or be aware of this. What happened in the past here? Again, I'm hearing this might be a repeating message. If this is your third time getting whatever you get from this, it's time for you to take action, and you would know what that is. What happened in the past here? Ugh. I'm asking for one card, getting 500 again. Anyway, thank you, Spirit. We have hit your target. You were moving fast and reckless. Confusion. Disorderly. I'm hearing disorderly conduct. Somebody could be on their way to a stint in shackles. The prison. Chain, and tried to hurry up and set up house and get somebody pregnant so they could have some support. 13 equated to a 4 with this stability. House is stability. We have 1030 here with the trickery. Can you see that? The 1030 there with the trickery. 1030, 1 and 3 equating to another 4. Somebody aimed and fucked up. Then we have Cry for the Moon, 31, another 4. You could have been seeing 444. What is this for the collective? This is giving space and time to yourself to reflect. Like I said, this teacup, this ruminate, you need to sit and think. This is somebody in deep indecision. Somebody listening to somebody else. Somebody else is 2 different people. It could have been your yin and your yang energy, your masculine and feminine, you know, the dark and the light. Instead of checking in with you, lacking pigment. It's just giving, looking at something black and white, not seeing the color of it, the energy of it. Not seeing the energy of it. Also needing help. Lady, I will cry for you tonight. Tonight. Yeah. It's also giving shadows, dark night of the soul with this Cry for the Moon. But again, you didn't want to do the work. Like this deception, this damage, this detriment, everything was built off of deceit, lies, deception, bullshit, used. Like everything you built, you bought it used. You didn't buy it new. And it's okay to buy some things used, you know. But you have to cleanse, you know. Or can you understand? You have to cleanse the energy of it, set new intentions with it. You know, this energy didn't really want to do the work anyway. I'm also getting a star seed is involved. Light codes, activations. But they're not happening because you didn't do the work. Some people are feeling like, I'm supposed to be activated. I'm supposed to got that. I'm supposed to get this. They got it. I'm supposed to get it. But it's like you didn't do the work, though. Everybody got the message. No strings attached. 35 equating to an 8. What is this? It's just giving you can't go. You can't go. You can't go. You can't go. It's giving me an energy of cords. I'm reflecting on a reading I did for somebody, I think it was last week. Yeah, last week. And I was talking to them about business, everything, basically. And I was telling them specifically the cords in their business, in their money. You need to set intentions for them. You need to cut the ones that no longer serve you, are not in alignment. There is somebody collective, whether this is you or this is them, you know of them, involved in this, that is trying to reconnect to the heart chakra. But the cord has been cut, sliced, diced. It's over, man. It is over. It is done with. Finite. Or is it finito? Da. Yes, finito. Somebody could be Polish involved in this too. Something about reckless masculine. Reckless masculine. Dilated pupils. There's a reckless masculine dominant energy involved. They could have a drug problem too. 35 equating to an 8. This is karma. You can't go. Lady, I will cry for you tonight. The soul is tarnished. It's unclean. It's a black lagoon. Spirits. Somebody is so bogged down with conditioning, training, programming, indoctrination into things that they did not understand, or the understanding then is a different understanding now, and they're not trying to unlearn to re-understand where they are now to help them help themselves. They're holding on to these beliefs and it's leaving them stagnant. Bingo! Stagnant. Alright, so road less traveled, 10 equating to a 1, new beginnings. They still don't want to go with men. And like I said, the balance. You've done enough fuck shit. But it's giving can't get right. With that movie where Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence, live. It's giving can't get right. They don't want to take the road less travel of healing. And it's less travel because, you know, it's an ancestry thing. They may be the first of their bloodline to go within, but they're being told they're going to be supported. But it's just like, some of this support, they burnt the bridges. You know, they don't want to take the road less traveled because it's unknown. They want to take the road that is traveled more because, you know, they've been told what this road is like. So they're like, oh, I can handle that, blah, blah, blah. But you're being told what it's like from this person's perspective. And this road could be love. It could be healing. It could be career. It could be relationships. It could be abundance. It could be stardom. It could be fame. Whatever it is. But you really have to go within in the mind and the body. Give me body. Don't make me wait. Come into my house. Yeah, it's just not. You're not listening to me. The knocks will stop though. And this is the past. Like, this is what had happened. This is what had happened. This is the past. They weren't listening. Like I said, the knocks will stop, though. Because this is where we are presently. This is where we are presently. This 25 equating to a 7, which is a divine number. I was reading something there like, what's the color of the number 7? Color theory. Anyway, I'm seeing red here. The color of the number 5. Red. Change. Clarify this, make a wish. In the present day. Oh, sorry. That's not it. Something fell out, but it kind of messed up my shuffle. Clarify, make a wish, 25. Alright, I was told to take these cards that fell out on the teacup. We have endurance. Only the strong survive. It ain't for the weak. And we have bore. Somebody doesn't feel safe, and they're not fortified with this endurance. Only the strong survive. It ain't for the weak. Somebody doesn't feel safe with this boar energy here, but it's just giving unpredictable, wild boar. But in the guidebook, this is danger, aggression, masculinity. Somebody does not feel safe. This wish is for safety, though. But it's just like you asking for safety right now when this trap was set. This everything built on detriment. Detrimental, fraudulent, lies, deception, evil, hatred, conscious or unconscious. You kept building on it. Agatha Christie here at this trickery. It's like 6 million ways to die, choose one. Like, you know, it's so many things represented in this picture that could unalive, that could bring endings, tangibly and intangibly. And it's just like, this wish is for safety. But this wish in the past, because this is present now, this is a new wish. But the wish in the past was to have this foundation, this family, this abundance, this soul connection, you know, things of that nature, this belonging to a tribe, new manifestation. But they didn't do what they had to do over here with the world less travel, you know, because they may have been like, well, if I'm gonna do this healing, I want some support. So they targeted somebody, you know, and they may have gotten their target, but then they were listening to somebody else, needing clarity, needing to go within, to think, to meditate it. But like this card showed, there were interference, but they weren't centered, no strings attached. And they tried to create a love with cords and boundaries on one half for this support, just to support them, but they weren't trying to be in a reciprocal. And it's just like, okay, if all this was done differently, you would have been on this path and you would have had this, and everything would be in the upright. The house would be here with some abundance and things of that nature. You wouldn't have this darkness here, and these in this black lagoon with these dead souls. You wouldn't have this here. And like I said, this is somebody's also womb or their seeds in terms of the male testicles. It needs purification, but you don't want to do the work. It's given like holy water. You don't feel safe. You're not trusting nothing. This ain't for the weak. Endurance. You don't have it in you to heal, or they don't have it in them to heal. They feel like healing will take them out. And what I've learned with healing, the mind, body, and spirit, you have to be fortified. You have to have the wherewithal, the sustenance, you know, and that's different at different stages and different layers of healing. It's different. But it's just feeling like this is a scarcity. This is scarcity. This is scarcity mindset. Like I said, somebody needs to unlearn some things, because I feel like there will be some karma coming in with this no strings attached. When you set this up like this, you knew this was bullshit. So you got out of it what you put in, and it still didn't save you. And now you gotta atone for this, as well as everything else you would have had to atone for before the message came in. It's time to heal, to get this wish, to get this fame, to get this, you know, partnership or whatever. But you setting up this this trap for somebody else, or somebody's else. It could be different people, take it how it resonates. You know, you have to atone for that now. Now you're even more scared because it's just giving you fucked with the wrong one. You know, and you didn't listen, you disobeyed. You know, you don't feel like you have it in you. Even if you are healing from something in the body, let's just say cancer, you have to have the energy to do it. The body has to be prepared. It needs to be fortified. It needs to be strengthened. you know, because we don't know if this is a long fight, but I feel like this is for a long fight. This is a long fight in terms of this. But, you know, you're not prepared to fight, though. And some of these fights were created, depending on how you resonated with this thing. Whether you're on the outside looking in, or you was in this, you fell prey to this trap. You know what I'm saying? Or you set this trap up. Like, you know where you at. But it's just like some of you are not prepared to fight here. And there's a scarcity. There's a fear here. And like I said, this is masculinity. But this is giving wild boar. This is dangerous, erratic. This is also giving like they're willing to chew their own leg off to get out of the cage. And some people thinking like, that's crazy. That's crazy. But it's just like, why would you chew your own leg off? But you ain't got no leg. But some of this shit out here is costing an arm and a leg. And you making a conscious choice and feeling like it's worth it. But I feel like some people are so entrapped in their conditioning program, these cycles, that they feel like they can't risk a leg. But the thing is, they're not realizing, because they're trapped in this conditioning program, these cycles, this toxic masculinity, patriarchy, femininity, however it resonates, you're already trapped, and it's costing you more than a motherfucking leg. But you thinking about it from a physical sense, and I get it, but you got to understand your mind ain't where it needs to be at. Like, you're not fortified, you're not prepared for this fight. You have to take some layers off. You got to do some shedding in order to feel, in order to heal. Like I said at the beginning of this video, somebody had a baby when they knew their womb and their seeds to fertilize an egg was toxic and it needed purification. And they knew that it was toxic because they were consuming toxins at the time that they needed to consume those toxins for whatever they needed for. There's no judgment here, because at this point, it is what it is. Let's just get to the resolution. So it's just giving, now you scared, but it's just like you still are in this darkness. You're in this black lagoon. You're in this, just giving, step into the light, Caroline, step into the healing. And this is not black and white in terms of race, but it is black and white in terms of yin and yang, in terms of harmony, in terms of balance. Like I said, this is unbalanced. You can't get what you feel you deserve and maybe what you do deserve until you balance this shit out. I'm finna wrap this up because I'm getting irritated. Hold on. I'm getting irritated because, again, this is the same message and it's just giving hard-headed. This man told me, and I said this before, he was like, sis, I feel like you gonna be for the knuckleheads. And I was just like, nah, I don't want to deal with no knuckleheads. But if I think about it, you know, and I have been thinking about it, I've been a knucklehead my damn self. I don't feel like I've been this knuckleheadish in terms of creating bullshit to, you know, to get out of what I'm supposed to do, creating a support team off of bullshit, you know, and to their detriment, and not realizing to my detriment. I ain't did all that. And I feel like this was a good plan had it been done the right way, with love and integrity. But we finna get to the future. What is the future here? I'm hearing Starseed. What is the future here? What is the future here? As it resonates with this reading, what is the future here? It's also giving like only the strong survive, but some people feel like they're not strong. They feel like I'm the problem. I'm the this. And maybe you are. But it's just giving, you got to help yourself. Use your resources. Use your resources. Some people want help from a certain person. Ask for it. The future here. Eye to eye. This is a conversation. 23 equating to a 5 is change. It's giving chess moves. This is chess, not checkers. This is a conversation. We're giving talk to. Some people want to have a talk. They want to atone with words first. I feel like for some, the words could be the atonement, though. Because they threw dirt on your name. I spy with my little eye. 1, 2. Where is she? I spy with my little eye. So we have a few sets of eyes here. The conversation needs to be had, is going to be had for some. Some may not even have the conversation, but whoever this energy that did all this has to go towards, this person can see they're protected. They see the dark and the light. They're very much in tune. This is giving High Priestess. Converse with a cup of tea. And some people, like, you know, like I said, because they still got all this toxic programming that ain't serving them, you know, so they may look at this as like deceitful deception, but it is what it is. This person is very much in tune with what's going on, what's going off, in, out, yin, yang. You're not getting nothing past them, is what it's giving you. You're not getting nothing past them. And that's the future. That conversation has to be had, needs to be had, is going to be had. And I feel like it could be had over and over and over. The conversation, you know, and it might not be over and over and over with one person. It may be with several people. When I was doing my healing, I needed to, I feel like, atone for a few things in relation to other people. So I had conversations. I gave out apologies where I felt that they were needed, you know. I gave out apologies where I felt they were needed. And this happened on and off. I mean, it's still happening. It's just giving integrity. Integrity. And healing, like, you know, it can be exhausting, but life is too. Like, if you don't heal, like, the fact that you're still carrying conditioning, programming, training, trauma, all of that, it wears you down. You become more tired and more tired and more tired. Loss. In memory of, here lies the body of Scruffy Bannister. Mary Shelley lost. It's giving you not seen as over endings, relationships. Some people feel like if I don't have this conversation, there will be no loss. The connection is still there, but it's not true. It's over with. You see the poison here. It's over with. It's dead. You know, this atonement, you have to think about it. Is it for you? Is it for them? But it's just giving this for the situation. But I also feel like it's for the ancestors too. Because somebody don't listen. They feel like not having the conversation, not giving closure will keep the doors open, but they won't. It's giving sealed shut, cemented. And the path to get to it, the map, has been destroyed. It's just giving it's not safe to go back there. Returning to the past. And this is both sides. This is this person that the atonement needs to be brought to. It's not safe for them to go back to the past. So if the conversation is had, is one and done. But this is also giving like it's not safe to continue to hold on to this trauma and not be unhealed. It's giving the balance. It's infinity. Cycles. Infinity is not balanced, but it'll be a perpetual cycle if this is not done. And people are really feeling like, well, I could lose my leg, right? Again, like we were talking about. I could lose my leg. And some people want to gain the world for the price of their soul. And some people are okay with that. At least they thought they were. Not so much anymore. That world is ending and it's tumbling down. For them, for you. That's when you know it's time to get your shit together. Because the things ain't hitting no more. The support systems you used to have ain't there. You getting all these signs. Like you got to make some changes. You got to make some changes. You got to go within. You got to heal. Step into your purpose fully so you can thrive. This mask you've been wearing, this karma, these traps you've been setting or been fell prey to. Again, I'm hearing, here lies the body of Scruffy Bannister. I got that from a movie. I do quite a few movie quotes. I mean, that's just what it be given. And, it's from a movie, I think it's called House Guest with Kirstie Alley. Is it Kirstie Alley? I'm about to see. But it's an old movie and it is funny. But it's a movie, they opened their home to family trying to be supportive and they were taking advantage of them. And it just got real crazy. I've been seeing lately on social media that like don't let nobody move into your house no matter what their sob story is. And this movie will definitely be like, yeah, don't. Oh no, it's not called House Guest, it's called Madhouse. Yeah, it's called Madhouse. And it is funny, but it's also fucked up too. But anyway, I ain't gonna tell the movie. You can watch it for free. Check it out on where to watch. But yeah. You know, they had a lot of people in their house. And it's just like I said, it's a lot of tainted wombs, contaminated wombs and sacks. And might don't make it, child. And for those who are not like a cisgender male, but you identify with, you know, the dominant masculine energy, or you move in dominant masculine energy, it's like your energetic testicles contaminated. Purification is needed. Detoxification is happening in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I just feel like there could be a pushing into this healing for some. Some of y'all need help. You better manifest it in the right way. Because that's what this tried to do. But they built it on some bullshit. If you know somebody can help you and you feel like, man, I need to connect with them in business, love, whatever, like, don't be trying to get nobody love just so they can help you. That's BS. Come at them with, can you help me, and is this a service you offer, woo woo woo. And if love comes out of that, then fine. But initially, you need help. So let's start there. Let's not act like you want to holler and be manipulative so you ain't got to pay, or you feel like, well, that's the only way they gonna help me. You don't fucking know. You better ask. You know? Clarify this pass in the 3D. We're finna close this out, though. This was supposed to be a shorter reading. This was supposed to be a shorter reading. Well, let's say we had hope that it would be. I'm hearing like Latin. Somebody speaking Latin. Some type of prayer. Prayer of protection. I'm hearing it's not going to work. You have not atoned. And I'm not even trying to throw salt on your wound. But it's just like, you have to answer for this. Like I said, somebody set this up. They hit their target. They went within. They tried to manifest some help so they can get on this healing, but it was some bullshit, whatever. So now there's 10 equating to a 1. This new beginning, this road less traveled, this going within, mind, body, and spirit still needs to be done. And clarifying this in the 3D is nutrient sustenance. This is support. This is also sex. It's also hunger, but it's sustenance. Like I said, somebody is not prepared for the fight. Mind, body, and spirit. They're lacking. They're drowning. It's black. It needs to be purified. Poison apple. But I'm also feeling with this, somebody does not feel safe in their body. I mean, that's coming out again. You know, so that's just letting me know you are not grounded. Imbalances in the root chakra. The senses, hunger, sex. All of this is off because it's contaminated and needs to be cleansed. There's a healer, like, you know, there are healers. I do healing myself that can help you with this 3D root chakra detoxification, balancing, cleansing, and purification. But some of y'all, this shit's so heavy. It's just like, today's price ain't yesterday's price because it's too much. You have to be what is needed here with this darkness, this black lagoon, this contaminated womb, seed, all of this. This is heavy work. You know, I get somebody is scared. They don't want to do it. They knew what they did and all this other stuff. This is heavy work. But you have to start somewhere if you want to start. Some people want to continue. And that's the future. If that's what you continue to do. But there are some people I feel like I'm hopeful of, thinking positive, that do want to start. You can go get you some energy work, get you some healing, Reiki, therapy. You have to start somewhere to bring this root chakra in balance and grounded, to get in your body. You're afraid to be in your body, and it's because you need purification from all this contamination. I feel like people could help you with it. There are people who could help you with that too. But anyway, thank you for coming to my talk today. You need to book a personal reading. The information will be below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. Deuces.